March 2013, the Merrill Center for Strategic Studies at the Johns Hopkins Paul H. Nitze School of Advanced International Studies conducted its 14th International Staff Ride. A group of 50 SAIS students, faculty, and distinguished visitors traveled to Vietnam during spring break to study the Tet Offensive of 1968. A staff ride is a military education tool first developed by the Prussian General Staff in the 19th century. It provides a unique lens through which to better understand conflict by examining individuals, leadership, and decision-making. The trip began in Ho Chi Minh City, formerly Saigon, the capital of South Vietnam. The first stop was the Cu Chi Tunnels, which the National Liberation Front used to stage its attacks on what was then Saigon. We then visited the Reunification Palace, the seat of power for the South Vietnamese government during the war. The current U.S. consulate was our final stop in Ho Chi Minh City. It was at the same site on January 31, 1968, that National Liberation Front sappers stormed the U.S. Embassy in the highly publicized attack that marked the beginning of the Tet Offensive. From Ho Chi Minh City, the group flew to Da Nang and explored the area around the Demilitarized Zone, or DMZ. Stops included the Krong Bridge, a point along the Ho Chi Minh Trail, Khe Sanh Combat Base, the fate of which transfixed Washington policymakers for months, and Long Vei, the site of a Special Forces outpost overrun during the battle for Khe Sanh. The Battle of Hue was the focus of Day 3. The group explored the Imperial Citadel and retraced the steps of the U.S. Marines and South Vietnamese units that fought house to house as they cleared the area north of the Perfume River. The staff ride ended in Hanoi. The group visited the U.S. Embassy and learned about contemporary U.S.-Vietnamese relations from Ambassador David Shear, a SAIS graduate, and his staff. The Vietnamese Military History Museum and the infamous Hanoi Hilton were next.
And I walked out from commencement and took my mail from the box, and there was a letter from my mother that said, "You've got a notice from your draft board."
The most compelling aspect of this staff ride was that 5 veterans of the conflict participated along with the students. Thomas Keeney, Assistant Director of the Philip Merrill Center for Strategic Studies at SAIS, served as a U.S. Air Force Forward Air Controller. Professor John McLaughlin, Distinguished Practitioner in Residence at the Merrill Center, was a U.S. Army Intelligence Officer in 3 Corps Tactical Zone.
And what I remember is I'm running him in and I'm saying, okay, watch out for the Air Vietnam on final. You got to break right on this next pass. And I'm saying, what the hell is going on? Here's Air Vietnam. You can see everyone looking out the windows. Here's 2,000-pound bombs going off while they're landing about a mile away.
In addition to these members of the SAIS faculty, 3 distinguished visitors on the staff ride also served in Vietnam during the war. The Honorable Francis Bing West served as a U.S. Marine infantry officer working with the Combined Action Program and also as a member of a force reconnaissance team that operated behind North Vietnamese lines. Colonel Robert Killebrew's assignments in Vietnam included duties with Mac B. Sog, working with local Montagnard tribesmen, and with the Vietnamese Airborne Division. Dr. Colonel Edward O'Dowd was a U.S. Army infantry officer. These veterans shared their experiences and perspectives, bringing the staff ride to life in a powerful way. A feat only possible by hearing from the participants themselves.
But if I could show you my tattoos, I would show you where, on a very bad afternoon, under an American arc light, I carved into my chest, with a small knife and a pen, "Born in the North, to die in the South." Because I didn't want my body to be confused with the bodies of the dogs that had surrounded us.